All right. Really a great show today on Birds 365. Those guys did a great job. I forgot to promote this even better, but we got some really great news coming up here. Guys, I tell you what, I haven't done something like this in probably, God, since 98 when I worked for the Oakland Raiders. And it was a really great honor working for the Raiders and Al Davis. And I didn't diligently cover a team like that as an analyst, and I haven't done it. And I've turned numerous gigs down, Dolphin jobs and Bucks. I did a little bit with the Bucks, I won't lie. I did a little bit with the Bucks when I was on the flagship of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers WDAE. But obviously, new platform here. And so let's bring in the co-host of Birds 365, that is Zander Krause. And we are so looking forward to it. Zander, I appreciate it, brother. How you doing?
What's up, Big Sills? How you doing, brother? Good to be here. Football tonight, Sileo. Can you believe it?
No, man. I can't. It's get this. It's finally here, man. I mean, the entire offseason, you know, all the things going ping-ponging back and forth. Now we get an opportunity to see some ball tonight. And football that matters. And get this, you're in Arrowhead. It's the 105th season of the National Football League. And then you turn around tomorrow and you've got Packers and Eagles from Brazil too. So without further ado, though, I want to get to this news here. And I'm going to be part of the JAKIB Sports postgame show tomorrow and throughout the season. And we're looking forward to all of you joining us because it's been one of the best postseason shows in Philadelphia. I don't think there's one that rivals it. And we're going to be part of that. And we were asked to do that. Actually, for the last couple of years, Zander and Joe have been trying to figure out a way for us to make this all happen. And now we've been able to make this thing happen. And I'm looking forward to it, Zander. Thank you so much, man, for inviting me in. And I know it's one of your signature shows too, besides both of ours, and I'm looking forward to it.
Oh, I can't wait, Big Sills. Having you on the post game is going to be an unreal thing. You're going to be the star of the show as you are on the channel, and it's really a big move for JAKIB to invest back in the people that make this channel the channel. We've had obviously a show in the past that many have liked and have tuned in for and has gotten great ratings, but at the end of the day, the people that make JAKIB are not those people. The people that make JAKIB are you, are John, and are now myself. And that's what it's going to be comprised of. I cannot wait to do it. It's going to be an unbelievable season, I think, this year. And just talking to you is just going to be an amazing thing. So I'm really looking forward to everything that we have coming for the season. It's going to be a great time.
It's a different approach doing shows like that than doing shows like this, okay?
Yeah, no
I mean, that there you really are more on what you saw and kind of what you think is going next and what's going to happen next. So, you know, this show is more opinionated. That show is more of like when you do a pre and post, what to expect. And then after, you're kind of doing, okay, what happened? And then you go from there to what's next against Atlanta. So we're looking forward to doing that. So it's a different execution. So throw up. Hey, do we have any graphics for this thing? I want to see it, man.
I got some good stuff. It's going to be the JAKIB post game show featuring Dan Sileo, John McMullen. You'll hear from John McMullen as we do every single week from the locker room. He won't be in Brazil this week. So it's kind of a different setup this week because it's a Friday night game and it's coming out of the week show. So it's a little bit different this week, but I do have, you know, the logo and stuff I'll toss up there. I just got to get it loaded up. I have like multiple computers here, so I got to get everything loaded up. I've been busy like a madman. So no, it's great though, man. Look, people, Dan, whether they love you or they hate you, they can't wait to hear what you have to say when something happens on this football team, and to have you on after the games, like Forrest says right here, raw and uncut. It's going to be it's going to be phenomenal, and we're going to hear from Dan. We're going to get me a little bit in there, my opinion. After the game, kind of in the heat of the moment. I can't wait to do that. And then we're going to get John, our Objective Eagles reporter, who will be at most of the games. He's not in Brazil, obviously, right now, but It's going to be a great time, man. I can't wait to do it. I can't wait to talk to all the people in the chat. As Flexen points out, nobody's bigger than the chat. So I can't wait to do it, man. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's a different avenue for JAKIB than what we've done in the last couple of years. But, and many people will potentially could criticize that. And I don't view it like that at all. I view it as a beautiful opportunity to step into the new era of JAKIB Sports. And to, like I said, we're investing back in our own people, the people that make JAKIB Sports run, not the people who are here for a 2-hour show or for, you know what I mean? Like, this is Big Sills is JAKIB. John McMullen is JAKIB, and that's what it's all about. So I can't wait to do it. It's going to be a great show. And I'm really looking forward to it. It's going to be a great time.
Here is the one thing that I think will be 100% different than anything that JAKIB has done, which will be something that Zander, myself, John McMullen all know. It's one thing to sit behind a microphone at a desk, wherever. It's another thing to make the viewers and the people that chime in and engage with you. That's one thing we'll be doing differently than what happened in the last couple of years here when it came to the postgame show, is that, listen, if you guys have an opinion on what you saw, we're going to bring that up as well. That's going to be something that's going to be implemented that wasn't implemented by any of the analysts that they have had. And so they're going in a different route to where, get this, you guys are the people that made the channel. Okay. It's one thing for Big Sills to have a fiery topic or a big mouth. It's another thing to have people be engaged in that. And so to me, I think that's a great avenue that, folks, the only way that we grow and the only way that we get bigger is because you like what we're saying. And sometimes you like what we're not saying, or you don't like what we're saying. And you guys can bring that up. This will be the only post-game show and pre-game show in Philadelphia that you have a say in what you saw as well.
Exactly.
That's different. You would never get on WIP or The Fanatic or whatever any other show to have an opinion on what you saw. It matters to us because you know why? You guys are content for us. I can't tell you, I could never.
They're more than content too. They're, I mean,
no, they're family.
They really are. It's funny. Like, I don't know what these people look like. Most of them. I know Bob Brown. I know what you look like. And my man, Mad Bird, I know what you two look like. Because if you guys missed that, I had them on the show one time. But they're like family. I love talking football with these guys every day. It's the voice of the fan. It's the voice of anybody that has a different opinion. You're not neglected here. You're not blocked. You're allowed to disagree with us. You're allowed to have a different opinion. And I think it's a beautiful thing. We are really I'm trying to create a show here with you and with John and with myself that is really next level in terms of the future of what media is going to look like. And as you point out, Sills, we can sit here and speak and think it's all us, all we want. It's not about us. It's never been about us. It's about the fan. It's about the people in our chat right now that make this channel work, that make this thing happen. And their opinions are more important than ours. And I love them all. I appreciate each and every single one of you guys for being here. And I can't wait to go through this football season, man. It's going to be an unbelievable season. And I'm really looking forward to it, Sills.
You know what, Zander and Jason, and I appreciate that very much. Thank you, Jason. You know where I got the mentality from was reading Angelo's book. And I said it to Angelo this week, earlier in the week. I said, you know what makes Philadelphia sports so great? It's not the stations. It's not the host. It really isn't. Because you guys can have anybody behind the mics. What makes it is the fans. I tell you this, there is no better fan base than the Eagle fan base, and get this, NFL fan bases. I don't care what the sport is. NBA are losing ratings like you wouldn't believe. Major League Baseball is regional. College football is enormous. I think it's the second biggest sport in America next to pro football. But there is no question. Eagle fans, NFL fans, all the people around the country, James Jones, your Commanders, obviously, are going to be front and center, except for your VP of content. I have no idea what that thing was. Holy shit. Was that thing a train wreck? Calling Goodell a puppet and then calling Jerry Jones racist? You might not keep your gig long.
Yeah, he's gone, right? Yeah, I saw that. That was funny. But no, it's gonna be great, man. I can't wait to do it. I can't wait to talk to you after each and every single game. Like I said, it's gonna be little different this week, right? Because it's coming off a Friday show.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, it's gonna be a great time. I can't wait to do it. I can't wait to welcome everybody in. I see Bob. Bob's giving me a great idea, Bob. And you know, Bob, maybe I'll do like a post game show. Zander says, if you were calling on the post game, nobody else does that. JAKIB redefines. I'd love to do that. The problem is, Bob, we're going to be tight on time on that show with a 90-minute or so show. So, but I'm thinking maybe Zander will go live after the post game show and bring on some of you guys as the real voice of the fan on the channel. That would be a great time. I'd love to do that. Bob, here's the problem. The last time I offered somebody to come on the channel and I dropped the link, it was crickets. Everybody went crickets all of a sudden when they had a chance to talk. So if nobody's shy and everybody wants to come on, I think that would be a fantastic thing. Great idea there, Bob.
Yeah, and this will be a problem.
Prince, you're going to have to help me with that, Prince. Yeah, you guys are all going to have to help me keep Big Sills away from the booze, you know, after the games.
Hey, Windy City, I'll make a pledge to you. I promise one thing. Windy City, I just saw it. If Caleb Williams throws for 30 touchdowns, I'll paint my fingernails pink.
Oh, that's a tough one there, man. He's got a lot of receivers down there. He didn't even have to be that good to throw for 30 touchdowns.
But get this, no Bear quarterback has ever thrown for 4,000 yards in the history of the franchise. So if that guy throws for 30 touchdowns, Windy City, you have a bet with me. I will paint my fingernails because they will be in fashion on Rush Street in Chicago. I will paint them pink for you. How's that for you, bro? All right. If Jalen Hurts throws for 30 touchdowns, I don't know yet. I have to figure that one out. Let me get into the topics here now. But again, we will be part of something we haven't done since 1998 when I was the pre and post game analyst for the Oakland Raiders. And I was hired by Al Davis. And again, like I told you, I've turned a ton of this. I don't do every job that gets asked me to do. I just don't. And I value my weekends and my family time. And my wife even said it. She's like, listen, man, you're helping, you know, you're here. You and JAKIB are synonymous now. So I'm like, yep, you're right. And she's like, let's do it. So
I just want everybody to know, factored into the contract with Sileo was the extra stipend for him not being able to drink Coronas on Eagles game day. He said, whoa. Forget the work.
Oh, hey, that was a tough negotiating.
You're telling me I can't drink Coronas during the game? I said, Sileo, no Coronas. So he gave us a little extra bump in the number when he heard that. So you guys got to help me hold him to it.
Let me tell you this, man. That was a big time negotiating thing, man. I mean, we got settled on a number.
We were more hung up on Coronas than we were.
Yeah, you got hung up on Coronas and the amount of Coronas, and I'm like, I don't know, man. I think I don't know here, man. All right, let's get into some topics. So again, we're going to be doing the pre and post game tomorrow, and so that's going to be a lot of fun, and we'll be doing it throughout the season. Now, hey, get this. Do I amend it now? 9-8, because I gotta hope this thing goes into the Super Bowl. I want a couple extra weeks. Hey, you know what?
14-3, baby. Let's go, Sills.
All right, guys, we appreciate that. Please hit the like button. All right, Zander. So let's start with the obvious here. So Kelce comes out, and I don't know. I think he's taking shots at me because I don't know of any other media person that was making it bigger that Jalen Hurts. And I know that you were part of that too when you said that leadership need to be shown here a little bit. But I don't want to pollute the question to you. What was your takeaway when he fired back on his New Heights podcast saying he thinks the media made it more than it was, but yet then he turned around and said, and let me give the quote here, time now in his career to take the next step.
Well, listen, I love Jason Kelce. You'll never hear me say anything bad about him. I think he was an unbelievable figure here in a long time. But the truth is the truth. Jason Kelce still basically works for the Eagles. You see, he's going to be on the flagship station of the Eagles once a week now. He says he's still going to be in the locker room every week. So listen, Kelce is going to do whatever he has to do to stand up for the organization. And to be honest, I don't have a problem with that. right? He was here for however many years. He was an all-pro center. He won a Super Bowl here in Philly. He gave the iconic Super Bowl parade speech. I got no problem, but I'm not going to, Kelce's going to back the organization no matter what happens. And I'm good with that, but that's the reality of it. So I still love you, Jason. You are the man. As Andre says, Jason is Philly. So he will support this team no matter what. But I do think you're right. I do think it was a little bit of a shot at Big Sills, who, kind of sounded the alarm on the comments more so than most others did. And we got a lot of shit for it, by the way. Our comment section was not pretty over the weekend. I was reading the comments over the weekend. I'm like, oh boy, these people are not happy with Sills and I. Because me too. People were ripping me in the comments too. But no, you're right. I think you brought up a good point. I think it was valid. But Jason Kelce is not gonna, he's gonna take the side of the organization no matter what, as he should.
Hold on here for a second. Hey, Cornell, I never said I was a fan of the Eagles. I'm a fan of you. I'm a fan of Eagle fans.
Yeah, agreed.
Okay? And I'm becoming more of a fan of covering the team. But I've said that for 4 years. How can I come on here and pretend that I was an Eagle fan? I've never been really a fan of any NFL team except for one, the Giants, when I grew up, because my uncle's a Hall of Famer for the team. Other than that, team I played for and the other team I played for. I mean, I don't know where you got that from. That's not who I am. That's why you can't take Big Sills, because you know what we do? We give you a fair and objective Big Sills take on your team. Let's move on here to this. Who's got more pressure on him tomorrow? Kellen Moore or Jalen Hurts?
Well, I'd say Jalen Hurts. I mean, Kellen Moore has some pressure, no doubt. But look, all things start and end with the quarterback on a national football team. That's how it goes in this league, especially when you're in Philly. And Jalen Hurts got that big contract. They went 1-6 down the stretch the last year. Kellen Moore wasn't here for that. So if he comes out and shits the bed, in this opening game, I think the pressure is going to be on Jalen Hurts. I don't think that's going to happen. I think Hurts is going to have a good night. By the way, I think it's a total mismatch with that new defensive coordinator. I'm blanking on his name right now, but the guy that the Packers picked up, he's an aggressive guy, came from Boston College. I think it's Halfley, his name is. But Kellen Moore has been in the league. He's been calling plays in this league for 4 or 5 years. He's had 2 number 1 offenses in the league. I think it's going to be a mismatch. I know they're going to bring the blitz heavy, but look, they've had all summer to prepare for this, Kellen Moore and Jalen Hurts, both of them. So I think they're going to be ready. I think they're going to answer the bell. I think it's going to be a little bit of a shootout tomorrow night, which does make me a little nervous because I think Jordan Love is the kind of quarterback that wants to be in a shootout. He's a pass happy guy. He's got a great arm, the great thrower of the football. So we'll see how it goes. I mean, I think tomorrow night's going to be a great game. Look, I've said that this team's going to win 13 games. When the schedule came out, I had them 13-4. I recently upgraded my prediction of 14-3. I have always thought that this Packers game was a tough game. I really do. So we're going to see how it goes, but I do think it's going to be an uphill battle for especially the Eagles defense, but the offense too. I mean, I think it's going to be a tough game.
Remember when I said Keely Ringo was going to be your starter at corner 2?
Yeah.
I think Isaiah Rodgers is out tomorrow.
Oh, really? Let me double check that news.
Okay. I mean, that could possibly be why that Keely Ringo has been put in the starter's position.
Because he's ruled out. Isaiah Rodgers has been ruled out with a hand injury.
Big Sills again with the thing coming out there with Keely Ringo. Nobody knew that, but Big Sills. How you doing, folks?
Look, Big Sills, you were on it yesterday. I said to John this morning, would it surprise you to see Keely Ringo out there? I heard rumblings Keely might get the start. John said no. I mean, they got physical receivers, but he hasn't heard it yet. So Big Sills, first again, baby.
A friend
Isaiah's
of mine,
out, and that means Keely Ringo's in. By the way, I like that matchup.
I like that too. Yeah. I think that's better.
Keely Ringo's our most physical corner. He's our biggest corner.
He's your biggest.
You look at these Green Bay receivers, man. They're young, but they're big and physical. Who's gonna cover Christian Watson? I still don't know. That's a tough matchup.
And I think the tight end is going to be a tough matchup for the linebackers as well. So think about that news now. Hey, I'll give you guys a little insight. I saw the depth chart on Tuesday, and I was like, first thing I did, Zander, I looked at it. Look, I printed it. I went like this. Keely Ringo starting at corner? I went, well, okay, so Isaiah must have got hurt somewhere, okay, during practice or something. because again, I was like, why would that be like that? And then I started seeing it. And by the way, it's listed on the NBC Peacock website too, that Ringo was starting last night. And I went like this. I said, holy shit. I was like,
here's the weird part about this, Sills, because they keep doing it with injuries. Like, I hate to be the conspiracy guy, but are they actually injured? Like Devin White.
Oh, I think Isaiah's hurt.
You think Isaiah's hurt with the hand?
You know what?
Look, like I said, I don't think you're allowed to lie. So if they got caught in a lie, they'd be punished. And I'm not saying they are lying. I'm just saying it is weird how, each player we've projected might not start.
Isn't it weird though? They flew Isaiah Rodgers down with the team, and they didn't fly Devin White down.
Maybe this is real, and it is the hand, and maybe they were hoping he was going to be ready by the game, and he's not. So he is down there in Brazil with the team. He flew with the team, obviously, but no Isaiah Rodgers tomorrow night. A lot of people have been high on that guy in the offseason. So look, Keely Ringo, it's your time.
I'm okay with it though. I'm all
right with it. I mean, look, these are,
Hey, by the way, then wait a minute. Wouldn't you just put Mitchell out there?
I would, but Keely's not going to play the slot. And also, it actually works in this week 1.
Now I see why DeJean said yesterday he's going to get playing time. Because yesterday they put a mic in front of him. I posted that video.
Yeah. Who'd you say, Cooper DeJean?
Cooper DeJean's going to get playing time because he said, I've been told I'm playing tomorrow night. So he's going to get time in the slot. Now here's the problem though, Zander. He didn't play a lot in exhibition season, man. I mean, you're going to roll him out there against Jordan Love and Matt LaFleur. Boy, that's kind of dangerous.
Well, Keely did play. Cooper DeJean didn't at all.
That's what I'm saying, Cooper.
Yeah, so Cooper, I don't know, man. He didn't show much, obviously, so far. And you heard Vic Fangio talk about him. It wasn't really great. So, I'm with JM. I'm with JM here. Yeah, where he says, why not put Q outside, Quinyon Mitchell on the outside, and put Maddox in the slot? Look, I know Maddox gets hurt a lot, but his knock has never been his ability. He's always been a very good slot corner.
Absolutely. He got a contract extension.
When he was at his peak, he was one of the best slot corners in the league.
Yep.
So you're going up against these 4 receivers, 4 or 5, really, John pointed out. There's a 5th one that's not bad either from Rutgers. I don't know. I'd want to get the most amount of, not only talent, but experience out there as possible. And that's, I keep thinking about what you've been saying all offseason, Sills. I'm super excited for Quinyon Mitchell. I'm even super excited for Keely Ringo.
Yep.
But to expect them to be great in week 1, I think is an uphill battle. So it's going to be interesting to see how it plays out.
A lot of inexperience in your secondary going into this ball game.
No doubt.
Okay. Huge question marks now at the line. You got huge question marks at the linebacker position and now in your secondary. And by the way, don't you feel now, get this, that Bradbury injury now becomes even more significant why you kept him on the team, because you lose Isaiah. First, you lose Bradbury. Now you're questioning what to do at the corner position. Now, do you put Q out there? They can't put Quinyon Mitchell out there. They've got to put him. But I'm with you. How come Avonte Maddox is not being put in the slot here? Why not? Why do they want Mitchell over him? I would play Avonte. He's more experienced in the slot.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. It doesn't seem like they're going to go that route, obviously. But
no, they're going to put Mitchell in the slot.
Well, they're pigeonholed now because now they don't have Bradbury at safety, so they got to keep some depth at safety. They do have Cooper who can be a backup slot. I'm with JM though. I would put Maddox in the slot here and hope the safeties stay healthy and can be out there for the full game. I think they will, but obviously we're going to see. So I don't know, man. It's an uphill climb here with this defensive backfield, especially against this offense. I think a lot of people are sleeping on how good this Packers team is. I think they're a good team.
I think there's a lot of people are picking them to go to Super Bowl.
I know. I think they're a solid team, man. So don't sleep on this team. We got to get out there and start fast and hopefully get on the board early with the offense, no doubt.
What are you looking forward to seeing tomorrow with Hurts?
I'm looking forward to see what it looks like with Kellen Moore. Is it a completely new look in Jalen? Is there some RPO? How much does he run? Like what? Remember how we talked about this is going to be a more pro-style offense for Jalen Hurts? I want to see what that looks like. Is it actually going to be that? And if it is that, how does he look in it? How is he managing the game? How does he look? How does he look as more of that drop back passer? Do they line him up under center more often? All of these things, as the progression of the quarterback. And then you obviously have to look at the big story of the offseason is, he's picking up the progressions. He's picking up the protections and the defensive reads. So how does he do with that? And then the answering of the blitz is the next thing, which, this Hafley guy, Jeff Hafley, I think his name is the defensive coordinator. He's an aggressive guy. They asked him how he's going to call his plays. I think he quote said, "I'm going to let it rip."
Yeah.
So this is a guy, look, he knows the book on Jalen right now, whether you love Jalen or not, the book on Jalen for opposing defensive coordinators is pressure, is blitzes, and it's that zero blitz. They're going to bring it. They're going to make him prove he can beat it. Will they be able to do it? That's going to be top of mind tomorrow as we watch that game.
To me, the number one thing I'm going to do, you've got to – it's got to be a number one priority tomorrow for that defense on Vic's side, that those two tackles have to stop the run. Because here's what the key is going to be. If they can't stop the run, those linebackers have to move up, and that zone becomes bigger. It becomes bigger. Now, if they stop the run, Zander, which I'm thinking they're going to, because I think they're more dominant than the Packer interior offensive line. I think they have the advantage there, okay? That means those backers, Bond, and by the way, how much has Bond played actually as an every down player and an inside linebacker like that? I mean, isn't this going to be like extensive work for him in this game tomorrow night?
He has not played much off-ball linebacker. So, look, it's good. We got, like you said, Sills, you've been talking about it all offseason, man. We got a lot of questions on this defense. They're either going to answer the bell or we're going to have major concerns coming out of week one. So, a lot to watch tomorrow night, man. A lot of excitement about this team. And, we got a lot of good storylines going into the game, too, with the defense and I think the offense, too.
I'm going to be looking forward to tomorrow and how they use Barkley, too. I think Barkley is number one or two assets that they're going to use him on are checkdowns and pass probe. I don't know, Zander. What's crazy for me is that, to me, I want them to run the ball. I don't believe they're doing this. I just don't. There's too much money in critical positions that you're just not going to have any time in that game where Kenny Gainwell is going to be a guy on 3rd and 6 and you hand the ball to him. I don't want Kenny Gainwell to have the ball on the money down on 3rd and 6. I want one of the big money guys to have the ball in their hands, and I want one of them guys, Barkley, AJ, Devontae. I'm going to see also how Kellen uses that slot, because if they are going to try to spread the ball around, and you're going to see the sweepers that he's known for, Kellen Moore, and you're going to see the motion that he's known for, how are you going to handle that third position, wide receiver 3? Are you going to put AJ in there, and how are you going to put Devontae in there? To me, I think it's going to be interesting to see how he makes these combinations tomorrow night. Kellen Moore.
Yeah, no doubt. It's going to be very interesting because, they do have they have that really, really a good cornerback one with Jair Alexander, which I'm not saying he's going to take AJ Brown out of the game, but does that open up more opportunity for them to look to Dotson, to look to even Devontae? That's a tough task for that corner who's covering Devontae Smith. So I don't know. It's gonna be interesting. I have a weird feeling though, Sills, Barkley's gonna ramp up a little bit slower than we're thinking. I don't think they're gonna come out of the gates with him fast. And I don't mean in the game. I more mean in the season.
Like a pitch count?
Not a pitch count, but I don't think they're gonna put too much onus on him in week 1 or really even week 2 or 3. I think they want him playing his best football after Thanksgiving. And I think they know what he's had, how many carries he has, how much tread he has on the tires. I think it'd be wise to do that. Doesn't mean they're going to, but that's my gut feeling right now is that they ramp it up slower with Barkley than people think. And I don't think that's a bad thing at all. I think they got plenty of weapons, and they'll be good to ramp him up slowly. Might even use Kenny Gainwell more than we're thinking.
A couple more questions for you here. Do you think there's been too much noise around this team this offseason?
No, it's Philly. That's what happens, man. This team, look, like we talked about when we were announcing the postgame show with featuring Dan Sileo, the star of the show. We talked about how great these fans are. We have a passionate fan base, a passionate city. This isn't just a team to these fans. It's our life.
No, it's a civic pride thing.
It's our lifestyle, like being a fan of this team. So, when stuff happens, people react and they make some things bigger than they need to be. I'm guilty of it. You're guilty of it. We all are. But at the end of the day, that's Philly. Like Jack Straw says, it's a way of life. And I don't think it's too bad. I don't think it's too loud. I think for anybody that's followed our team, that's played for our team, they understand what comes with it, and maybe some of the new guys are learning that really quickly. Holy shit. These guys, these guys care about everything, even in the middle of June. But look, that's how it goes here in Philly. I don't think it's been too loud at all.
How about this? Jerome told me a story once that he lived with Keith Jackson and Keith Byers, and they got in the house, and both of them, one was from Columbus, Ohio, and obviously played at Oklahoma for Keith. And he said this, that you could turn a football game on, and one of them was hurt, and he was at home, and every house that you passed, you heard the Eagle game for the entire block.
Yeah, it's true.
Everyone, he goes, you didn't miss a play when you just went out and walked your dog, man, because everyone's got the game on.
I live that same thing because I'll take the dog out. I'll watch the dog. Even right now with the Phillies, you walk by and you can see everybody's TV through their window, and you see the Phillies on. So no, it's a passionate city, man. It's one of I would say it's the best sports city in the world. I really would. I think it's that good of a city. The fans are that strong. They're that passionate. They care that much. It's a great city, man. It really is.
Couple last ones here for you, but don't forget, speaking of that tonight, because I want to ask Zander about tonight's game, and I'm going to tell you we can do this as well here. Our friends at BetUS, we're very excited about this. Brand new betting house here. If you guys are looking for it, this is your place. JAKIB has now teamed up with BetUS for you guys to be able to have 125% bonuses on your first 3 deposits of up to $2K. Simple as that. Also, 200% in crypto bonuses. The home of Michael Vick. You guys are absolutely going to love our friends at BetUS. Go to betus.com.pa. That's betus.com.pa. 24/7 personalized service. Fastest payouts in the business and live wagering on every single major game tonight. Tomorrow, the Eagles and Packers, college ball on Saturday, and, of course, Sunday and Monday football right here on BetUS. Go to betus.com.pa. That's betus.com.pa. And do me a favor, tell them Big Sil sent you.
Michael Vick at betus.com. Catch an incredible 125% sign-up bonus on your first 3 deposits, plus 10% gambler's insurance. BetUS, my online sportsbook and casino.
Guys, do me a favor. Please hit the like button. You guys have been sensational as always. Very proud to now be part of the pre- and post-game show for JAKIB. That'll be tomorrow following our program, so we're looking forward to that. With that being said, tonight football, 105th edition of the National Football League tonight. It's from Arrowhead, second year in a row. They're going to drop the banner. What do you like tonight?
I like the Chiefs tonight, Sills. It's tough for me to bet against Andy and Patrick. And look, you're talking about an off season of preparation right now. And how long have they known the Ravens was their first game? I got the Chiefs tonight. A lot of people are taking the Ravens. I think the Ravens are the better football team. I think Lamar struggles again versus Mahomes and falls. What is he, 0-3 versus Mahomes? A lot of people are saying he needs that first signature win versus him. I think Mahomes and Andy take it tonight. I think they have just the better coaching. I just like the team more. I think the Chiefs win it tonight for sure.
How about this? I'll ask the question one last time. You got the Chiefs winning a three-peat, or you taking the field?
I mean, it's the easy bet is to take the field, right? There's 31 on.
I don't know about that, dude. I don't know, man. This guy's a special player, man. I mean, every time I bet against him, he wins. This guy has Brady all over him.
A three-peat? That's a tough sledding, man. I'm gonna take the field. Look, I projected though that it would be Eagles Chiefs in the Super Bowl on the show the other day. Not in a real like official way, but just somebody said, I think these two teams could be competing, and I went and said I think it's gonna be the Chiefs and the Eagles. My early gut. That means the Eagles would win the Super Bowl if they lost the Super Bowl, the Chiefs. So, I three-peat Sills.
Oh man,
you think they get there?
I'm gonna say no. I just
I'll tell you what, if they go three-peat right now, you could argue Mahomes is equal to Brady or better.
Yeah. Because
talent, I think he's already. I mean,
Well, no, it's like the comment when you say about Tiger and Nicholas, you go like this: Tiger's a better player, man. Nicholas has a better resume, but when you look at the eyeball test, would you do this if you're going to start your football team? Well, if you had to start your football team with these two guys, Brady or Mahomes, who
Oof.
would you start with? Who would you start your team with?
I'm gonna pull a Jason Cole on you. I'm gonna say I'll take Brady, but I reserve the right to change my answer at a later date. I got to go with Brady right now, but boy, I'll tell you what, if Mahomes goes out there and three-peats, oh my Lord, that would be unbelievable.
One of the greatest accomplishments in NFL history.
Yeah, I don't think it's ever been done to three-peat. I don't.
It's been a bunch of teams. The Packers won 3 in a row, but they didn't win. They won 2 Super Bowls in a row, the first 2. But prior to that, they had the NFL championship. So they won 65, 66, 67, and they won 3 in a row. That's the last time that has happened, was in the late 60s. Lombardi did it. So, I mean, but 3 Super Bowls in a row. But I got to tell you this tonight for me, all I'm saying is this. They got a movable refrigerator on that field tonight. And I'll tell you what, man, I think that guy, Derrick Henry, tonight, I think that guy's going for 150, man. Because I think that guy, I tell you, man, he's on a team with Lamar. You got Lamar in front of you. Who are you covering?
I know.
Him or him? I mean, dude, you got a whole handful between. Those might be the 2 best runners in the league.
I know, man. You're right. You're right. You bring up a good point.
People keep forgetting them. And by the way, they got the 3rd or 4th best O-line in football. He's never had a line like that.
No doubt. It's gonna be. Look, what a great game though to start the NFL season. We got a special show tonight on JAKIB Sports. Make sure everybody's tuned in. This week in pro football, back for a 3rd year on JAKIB. So that'll be 6 to 7:15 after Dan Sileo's show. But after that, man, I'm gonna be locked in watching that game tonight. It's gonna be a great game. I can't wait to watch it, and I'm looking forward to it. But I'm gonna take the Chiefs. Who do you got? You got Ravens?
I got Ravens tonight. I got Ravens and Henry. And get this. This guy says that Henry's in decline. He had 1,200 yards rushing. No, I think 1,300 yards rushing last year. Yeah. And he's in decline on a team that had Will Levis as his quarterback. And Andre Dillard blocking for him.
Yeah, really.
Great stuff.
It's going to be a great game tonight, though. It's going to be a great
game.
It
is. By the way, Andy dropping another banner. Are you happy for him?
Oh, absolutely. I am not a fan who dislikes Andy Reid. I mean, obviously he didn't get the job done here, which is unfortunate, but I don't think that was entirely on him. And I think there's a learning curve, you know, and when you look back and you can almost appreciate his career more. I think it sucks that he didn't kind of experience that high here in Philly after what we went through together. But look, he learned a lot, man. I think those were his learning years as a head coach. And I think he's a better coach now than he's ever been. I think he's a better talent evaluator now than he's ever been. I think he's a better, play caller. I think he's a better everything. So I'm happy we're a part of his journey. It really sucks that we didn't win a ring with him. But looking back on him, in my lifetime, he's the greatest Eagles coach we've ever had. I love him. I mean, I love him. I really love Andy Reid. I think he's a great man. I've talked to Andy behind the scenes. We've had him on shows in the past.
I disagree with Angelo on this one.
Yeah, Angelo's a little hard on Andy. I get why, because look, Angelo takes on the Philly persona of, if we don't win, it's a loss. And I get that. So I'm not dismissive of that. I understand that. But, Andy Reid did a lot for this organization. Andy Reid, in a way, is a reason that we are where we are right now. Yeah. So,
Zander, I was just going to say that Jeffrey Lurie and his organization's blueprint and the structure of what they do was set up by Andy Reid and Joe Banner and guys like that. On everything that you guys are experiencing with success right now is everything that ties back to Andy Reid and what Andy Reid brought to the organization. So if you look at it, all the success that you guys have had post Andy Reid all goes back to him putting the blueprint and laying the cement and the foundation for the organization under this ownership.
Yeah, no doubt. And you can't dismiss Dougie P when we talk about that. He's obviously
he was part of that. He was Andy Reid tree and all that.
Man, no doubt. But Doug got the job done, and they axed him like he didn't do shit here, which pissed me off to no end. I still haven't forgiven our organization for the way they handled Doug Peterson going out the door. I was so livid at that whole thing and the way that all turned out. And even the more you learn about it now, you're just like, what the.
I know. I mean, because you if you have him in 22, you win the Super Bowl.
I'm with you on that. I agree. So I love Doug Peterson, but I love Andy too. So I'm happy for him, man. I every time he wins, look, I'll put it this way, and people aren't going to like this because obviously the Chiefs beat us in the Super Bowl in 22. If the Chiefs aren't playing the Eagles, 95% of the time I'm rooting for the Chiefs just because of Andy Reid.
Because of Andy.
Yeah, and I like him that much. So that's how I feel about him. But I think he gets the win tonight, and maybe he gets back to another Super Bowl, man. That'd be unbelievable.
You think Kelce talked him into drafting his brother?
No, I don't know. Maybe.
But then again, he's always been tight end centric. He was tight end centric in Philly.
Good too. What was Travis? The second rounder?
Yeah, but was Travis great at Cincinnati? Man, I don't remember him there.
I forget where he was drafted.
I don't remember him being that good at Cincinnati.
I thought he was
kind of like Gronk, right? Gronk had a shitty senior year.
He was a third rounder in the 2013 draft. Travis Kelce. He was a third rounder. So that's pretty good. But
yeah. I wonder if he called Jason up and said, "Hey," or Jason called him up and said, "Hey, I know there's been some issues because he got thrown off the team at Cincinnati." I think Brian Kelly could have been his coach when he was at Cincinnati. He may have been. I hate Brian Kelly, man. Swift makes the Chiefs. Hey, I got it. All right, Nick. Hey, Zander, great stuff. Great announcement. Thank you very much. I appreciate, you guys making me even a bigger part of what the network is, and I couldn't thank you guys enough. So tomorrow, pregame show, we'll be ready for that, and also postgame show, our thoughts after. It's going to be kind of crazy seeing what finally all the things that we've been saying. But one thing you get right out of the gate here, Big Sills was right at the beginning of the week about Kelee Ringo starting.
Yes, you were. Okay. So flowers on that one. Looks like Kelee will be the outside starter. So great stuff. There. Good job, Big Sills. Big Sills cannot wait for this season, man, with you on the pre and post game show. Going to be in a really fantastic year following this football team. Big season ahead, everybody. It's here, baby. It's finally here, so I can't wait.
Don't forget, tomorrow, Birds 365 with Zander and John McMullen tomorrow. Thank you so much, Zander. I appreciate it, brother. We will catch you tomorrow. Great stuff as always, guys. Please hit the like button. Thank you, Zander.
Appreciate you, Sills. I'll talk to you, Art, man. See you. See you, everybody. Appreciate all you guys in the chat.
You guys were awesome, too. Do me a favor. Tell us where we are right now in the like list. And then we're going to do our top 10 teams and our top 10 quarterbacks. Don't forget, Jason Cole's going to join us at 5:30 Eastern time. So we're really looking forward to that. Yeah, I told you guys, we had seen Kelee Ringo's name earlier in the week as a starter at the cornerback position. I had no idea Isaiah was hurt. I had no idea. No one had told me that he was injured. I just saw Kelee Ringo and I went, remember when I came on and I was talking to you about the Devin White story? And I'm going like, okay. I was like, okay. And then I go, there's something else here too. Kelee Ringo looks like he's starting at the cornerback position. They're going to put Quinyon in the slot. Hey, by the way, Kyle, I don't think it's a bad play. I don't. All right, guys, do me a favor. Please hit the like button. Keep it here, National Football Show.
If you missed any of today's show on the JAKIB Media channel, listen to the podcast on your way home. Available on YouTube, Apple, and Spotify.